Hi, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your April 1st to the 15th, 2022 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. And be warned, there will be a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So while I was doing the singing bowl, I was also looking into the scrying bowl, and I just saw a feather. Now, I don't know if you are hiking and you find a feather and you pick it up, or somebody writes with a quill, or somebody did calligraphy in your family and quill pens, but there's something to do with a feather here. And that feather is important. Okay. So just acknowledging that. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. We have the Three of Swords and we have the World. I like that. I really like that combination because it's like after heartbreak, the world opens up to us. And it's not something that's pleasant, but growth is never pleasant, is what I've personally found. So here we have the Three of Swords, heartbreak, pain, disappointment, but it's opened up the world to us because we've acknowledged that pain. We're not sitting in that pain, because if we sit in the pain, the world closes. I just hear the door slamming. But if we acknowledge the pain that we have been through, acknowledge how strong we are, acknowledge how much we see or how much we do, in, contrast to other people, or in contrast to what we thought we could do, all of a sudden, doors open. All of a sudden, we see ourselves. All of a sudden, we're so much more than we thought we were. And that's a big deal. So let's look at the energy we need to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. This is the Wheel of Fortune. We need to be mindful of change being pushed on us, meaning it has to be like this, it has to be like this. All right. Also, somebody's gambling. Somebody's gambling with our money. Somebody's gambling with something that we have earned, and it's not with our permission. So if that rings true with you, just be mindful. Just be really aware of this, okay? Our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. This one right here. Visualization. It's the third eye chakra. Our third eye is showing us so much more than we thought it was going to. Our third eye is really opening to us. Visualization gets a bad rap. It's almost like we think, okay, and we've been told, if you visualize it, it will happen. But here's the thing. The visualization is the pathway within the mind. If we visualize it, then we start to send the pathways in our neurons to say, I can do this. I can open up this door. I can move forward this way. And that's what we're doing at this time, because we're opening the world to us. And it first starts with us dreaming. He's asleep, reading fairy tales. It starts with our dreams. It starts with what we deeply desire. It moves us to our Goddess Oracle cards. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Okay, we have two. We have the Dancer and we have the Sibyl. So let's start off with the Sibyl, and it says, think twice before sharing what you know with anyone except those who you know, without question, are ready to hear it. So just be mindful, especially with the visualization, the way that things are opening to us. We're going to be very receptive to this, but it's not going to be very hard, and Spirit's warning with this, again, with the closing of the door, it's not going to be hard for somebody to talk us out of our dreams, or talk us out of the way that we want to move forward, or make us think that we're being a dreamer or a schemer, or that we're just not in touch with reality. So just be aware of it. It'll be very easy to be talked out of our blessings. And then we have the Dancer. You must feel free to express yourself if you want to live a truly authentic life of quality and meaning. Our souls dance unendingly. Let yourself be free. Let yourself dance and express, and let yourself be you. Let's go deeper into the tarot. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. The Two of Wands. The King of Pentacles. And the Hierophant. Strong Taurus energy coming through here, but also strong sense of authority within ourselves, claiming of a space. But there's also a sense of the doors are opening to us at work, or in a more conformist way of doing things. So during this time, we can think, oh my gosh, I'm just going to rip everything apart and start completely from scratch. And what Spirit is saying here is that no, you want the bones. You want the bones of the matter. I'm just seeing, it's almost like you're walking into a house and it's just the framework that you're looking at. So here it's going to be very important. It's like solid bones. It needs solid bones. I know that sounds odd, but that's what Spirit is saying. So needing those solid bones, needing that solid foundation is going to be so important to us. The King of Earth is just a sense of knowing what we desire and knowing a way to connect things. There's somebody stepping into our lives. They are the connector. They are the person who can see the different ways that things move forward. Now, this person can step into our lives in the form of a YouTube video or a book or a podcast, or, whatever it is that starts to have us look at things quite differently and starts to have us put together pieces of a puzzle. And it's like, oh, well, this and that. And it's like, oh, okay, I see it. So there's somebody who's going to help us look at that foundation. There's also somebody here who holds money. It's not the person who's gambling, okay? So be mindful of that person. But this is a person here who holds money, who holds really sage advice. They're going to say something and it's going to make us a little bit angry. They're going to say something which we think is them saying that we're irresponsible. It's not them saying that. So just be aware of that. For somebody in particular here, it's almost like, I'll stop listening. You start to attack me, I'll stop listening. This person isn't attacking. They're just being very blunt. They're being very blunt, very to the point, very direct. We're going to have the world opening to us. There is a big sense here of stepping through a door. That is a very big deal. It's almost like we feel somebody's going to say, okay, so Spirit's saying, somebody's going to say, this is a portal. Like, this is a portal to the new me. Like, this is the portal that I need to walk through. And that's going to be important. Or somebody says, oh, this is the portal, and they're talking about a door or something like that. So just be aware of that during this time, because there is the sense of stepping through to something so much more. And as we step through to something so much more, we're again not reinventing the wheel, but we're very focused on our goals. We're very focused on where we need to be. It can be that we're asking for advice from other people. We're looking at things in different ways. And it's like, okay, I'm getting this information and that information, and this is helping me and that's helping me. And as we're taking everything in, we're starting to step into the role that we really want to be in. We're also starting to step into ourselves more and more and more. But again, this isn't the time to totally shake things up. This is a time to express our uniqueness. That's going to be very important, Scorpio. But it's also going to be very important to sit there and say, okay, I need to learn. I need to take in the information. I need to see how other people are doing things. Don't compare yourself to everybody else in a negative way. But just taking in their knowledge, that's going to be so beneficial. It is. It really is. It's like this is a fantastic time to learn. This is a fantastic time to soak in the knowledge. I'm just seeing a makeup sponge. Okay. Just acknowledging that because Spirit is showing me it. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. We have the Ace of Swords. And we have the Page of Swords. Yeah, that's exactly it. This reiterates exactly what Spirit was saying before. This is the time for the knowledge to come in. And it can be like the makeup sponge, like we're soaking everything in. I don't know if some of us want to be beauticians or are, perfecting our makeup skills, but there's a sense of also presenting in a very certain way. It's almost like, let me put on my face. What I present to the world isn't necessarily who I am behind closed doors, but that's okay. We have the Ace of Swords and we have the Page of Swords. We are taking this gift from God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, of knowledge, intuition, cutting through doubts and fears and negativity, but also this gift of I've worked hard for this. You know, I've practiced, I'm more skilled than I thought. But we're also taking in the energy of a page. The energy of a page is a student, is a learner, is an innovator. This is going to be a time we're getting a message. All right, it can be that we're getting a text message, it can be that we get something in the post, but we're getting a message that makes us think of things quite differently, makes us see ourselves quite differently, and there's a sense of cutting through a lot of the doubt and the fear that has held us back before, because we're not afraid. You know, when you're little, you sit there and think, I can do anything. Like I can do anything, move the mountains, you know, get to where it is that I want to be. And that's the energy that we're really embracing during this time. There can also be a young air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay, so Spirit's saying, okay, it doesn't have to be air sign energy, but I feel this person talking a lot. And you can say, okay, they're full of a lot of hot air, or, oh my gosh, when do you breathe, you know, type of thing when you're listening to this person. They have a very youthful energy to them, a very kind of spunky, dancey energy to them, all right? And this person shares information. They love to share information. They love to take their knowledge and just share it with everybody. Listen to them, because they're going to say something, and you're like, oh, that's the key. That's what I've been looking for. Because as much as the sword is a weapon, I also see it as the key that's opening up a door, that's opening us to a new way of looking at things, that's really bringing us forward during this time, Scorpio. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. We have the Eight of Swords, the Star, Aquarius energy, the Seven of Cups, and the Page of Swords again. So very, very strong knowledge coming in. Also very strong air sign energy, inspiring, intuitive, just somebody who kind of acts right in the moment and isn't afraid. Like, isn't afraid to talk to new people, isn't afraid to push boundaries, isn't afraid to be silly and inventive and just courageous. And that's an energy that I really see us being inspired by. It moves us here. So that's the energy of the Page of Swords. It's very interesting because this Page of Swords looking off into, like, looking to the side, looking maybe even back, but kind of like over your shoulder type of thing. It's learning from the past. This page right in the present. Very serious, very somber. So there's going to be a difference in the energy here of what we're embracing, of how we're embracing it. But also, there's also a sense of this person, as they present the knowledge, they're very different. They can be very somber, but then they can also be very reflective. And they can also speak a lot or quote a lot from the past. So just being aware of that is going to be important. We have something during this time, we're in our own heads too much, we're overthinking, we're overanalyzing. Be prepared for that, because that will knock us off our game, Scorpio. Just the sense of having us tied up in knots. I'm seeing a kitten playing with yarn. So it's almost as if, like, it can be fun. It can be fun to think of all these different possibilities. And then all of a sudden we have ourselves tangled in a mess. So being aware of that is going to be very important. Then we have the Star. This is our dreams. This is what we deeply desire. This is letting ourselves shine. This is connecting with what we want. This is seeing ourselves more and more and stepping into our light. So here with the Star card, there's just a sense of, what do I deeply want? What am I deeply going after? What do I dream of? Where do I need to be? How do I express myself? How do I let myself shine? And that's a big deal. That's a big deal during this time. But there's also a sense here of, like, okay, don't let somebody use your dreams against you, because there is a force that comes in that can say, like, ooh, I can make this happen, or, you know, some sort of scheme coming in that offers you your dreams, but they don't. So be aware of that. There is also an energy here of, can I shine? Can I shine? Can I let myself shine against the darkness? Can I let myself shine within this world? So that's a question that we're going to be asking ourselves, and we're going to be answering. And the answer is, yes, of course you can. But the question is, am I brave enough to? Is this the right time for me? And that's something that's going to be a lot more personal, because we can feel like we're wearing a mask. We can feel like what we dream of, what we're creating, the choices that we have to make, they can feel almost like they're being made by somebody else, and yet we're making them. But we don't know how we got to this spot. that we're in, or we make the choices and we think, ooh, was that really what I wanted? Is that really where I need to be? So acknowledging this is going to be very important during this time, but also looking at the different options that come up and not always picking the safest route or the route that everybody expects us to pick. So that's going to be important for us as well. Okay, so let's look at the energy that we need to be mindful of during this time. It is the King of Cups. So we're represented by the cups in the minor arcana. We're represented by the death card in the major arcana. We have to be mindful of getting in our own way, of kind of being stuck in a rut type of thing and thinking because it's always been like this, it always has to be like this. This is a time to be a little bit more innovative, a little bit more creative. There is also an energy here of somebody, I don't know if they have a big dog or they have a big bark, like they have a booming voice. Person's going to be they're going to be a bully, an emotional bully, somebody who knows how to, emotionally manipulate you. So just be aware of this. We then have our chakra energy, and this is truth. This is the third chakra. Speak your truth. Speak it. Find your balance and embrace it. Because even if people don't like it, they're going to see here, Scorpio, that you always speak the truth. And they're going to be like, okay, I don't like this. I don't agree with it, but I know where you stand. And I can respect that. Or they can't and they walk away. You know, that type of energy is coming forward. But always be truthful with yourself. Speak the truth as much as humanly possible. It brings us then to our goddess energy. And this is the mermaid. And it said, look beyond the surface of your emotional reactions to know what is really going on. For things are not always what they may seem. They're not going to be. This is a time here, Scorpio, where, again, we're not changing, the whole entire world, right? But what we're doing is we're finding the way to move forward within an establishment that has us shining. A way to find our skills, our joy, our expression of self that has us moving forward. Things are not going to be what they seem when we dive deeper. The surface is not where the whole world is. Well, the surface is where a lot of the world is, but we're diving deeper into it, as Scorpios always do. And because we're diving deeper into it, we're going to be surprised at what comes our way. Our subconscious tarot message begins with the devil. And this is Capricorn energy. We can be stuck in a kind of intertwining dance with a Capricorn. But this is also a sense, and by intertwining dance, I mean that we're stuck in a bit of a battle with them. So that is for some, not for all. But there's also a sense of, I need to break free. I need to break the chains. I need to break free. That could also be the feather. It's like, I need to learn. I need to spread my wings. I need to fly. I need to express. Headdress. A feather headdress is coming through for somebody here. Okay? Just acknowledging it and acknowledging it through spirit. There is a sense here as we move forward of a beat, a beat, a beat. And as we're following that beat, as we're following that drum, just hearing the drum and the rhythm moving us forward. And it's kind of like, somebody's like, I have to go to the beat of my own drum. Okay. Yes, I have to go to the beat of my own drum. I have to express and see myself more and more and more. And there's a sense here of we've tied ourselves up with what the world expects of us. We tied ourselves up with what we expected of us. And now this is a time where we say, why? Why am I doing this? And we're breaking a lot of the chains that have kept us held back. We're also going to find that certain parts of our body, I really feel it in my lower back. We're going to find that we start moving more. We start moving that area more. And as we move more, we feel freer. So just doing little stretches, just, getting that mobility in our backs if we can. Of course, if we can't, then that's a completely different story. But if we can, there's going to be a sense of like, at my core, I need to free me. And if I free me at my core, then my whole body becomes freed. Yeah. And that can even be just visualizing ourselves being free, dancing, if we can't do it, if we're physically not able to, just that visualization of dancing, that visualization of being free, that's going to be so freeing, expressive, energy changing for us. It moves us to go deeper into the tarot, and it's the 5 of Wands. This is conflict for the sake of conflict. This is a sense of somebody starting a fire. It's like starting a little fire and seeing how it spreads, starting a little fire and seeing how it spreads. And this energy here is like am I going to let this fire consume me? Because this is a person who likes to start trouble. They just do. So acknowledging that is going to be very important. And then moves us to the Three of Swords, which is what we started with. The Three of Swords of heartbreak and pain and disappointment. The Three of Swords of thinking, I can't do this, you know? And so as we acknowledge this, we start to acknowledge the pain that has kept us small. Here, she's in the fetal position. What has kept us small? What has kept us from opening up the doors, opening up the way that we express ourselves, opening up what we want, opening up what we're seeing? It brings us to the Four of Swords. We need to rest. We need to acknowledge everything that we've been through, everything that we are. And as we acknowledge it, we start to see ourselves empowered. We start to see ourselves emboldened. We start to step through the gates. But here, there is the sense of slowing down a little bit and honoring our story, honoring everything that we've been through and everything that has made us who we are. All right, Scorpio. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. We're going to end this reading with a meditation, and it is going to bring a bit of a loud sound. So just a clearing of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, the intensity, but also the freedom that is us. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Scorpio.